guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. Today I'm so excited to have 3 Dollar Tree DIYs, all for Easter, all from the Dollar Tree. Really easy to do. I was inspired by this picture that I saw. They had this little Happy Easter bunny sign that I wanted to recreate using all Dollar Tree stuff. So I'm going to show you guys that, and then 2 really simple DIYs that you can make right now and be ready for Easter. I know it's early, but you guys know if you don't get to the Dollar Tree ASAP, you may miss out. I will have timestamps for all of the DIYs in the description box. Make sure to check that out and subscribe before you go. I would love to have you. All right, you guys, let's get started on DIY number 1. For this bunny sign, I'm going to repurpose the love signs from the Valentine's Day section. I used these in a love sign that I showed in a previous DIY. So I used the back side of it. For this project, I'm going to use the front side. I just took one of the love signs off, so I have 2 of them glued together with E6000 and hot glue. And then I took the third one and I cut just one of the little panels. We're going to use that for the brim of the hat. So because the red is so bright and vibrant, you're going to want to make sure that you sand it down so that when you paint it, it doesn't peek through. So they have sandpaper at the Dollar Tree. I'm just using that, and then I'm using scissors just to cut off any excess to make sure that it's a straight line. Bunny ears, I'm just using some white foam board that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I want to make sure that I'm using an X-Acto knife because scissors do not work with the foam board. So grab a pack of the X-Acto knives from Dollar Tree as well. I cut a thin piece of the foam board, and I'm going to use one piece to make both of the bunny ears. I first traced out this pattern that I wanted, or the size that I wanted, and then I'm going to cut it out with the X-Acto knife. So there may be some harsh, jagged edges. You can just use some of the light sandpaper to sand down any of the edges, and you want to do that just so that it looks like it's a part of the board. So once I have everything cut out, I'm going to use 1 coat of white spray paint just to help cover up all of that red. Once it's completely dry, I brought it in, and I'm just using white acrylic paint. You could use chalk paint, whatever you have on hand. I did have to do 2 coats of it, but you want to make sure that all of that red is covered up. So once all the white is dry, now it's time to start painting on his hat. So almost like 2/3 of the board is going to be painted blue. That's what I did. And you're going to leave just like the bottom portion of it for his face. So I'm just using some blue acrylic paint that I tried to mix on my own to make it light. I followed the picture almost exactly because I liked the way that it looked, but you could use any other colors, like purple would look nice, or green, whatever you have on hand. And I'm just using a Dollar Tree roller brush to roll on all of the paint. Now it's time to paint on the bunny's ears. I am not the best drawer, but I tried to freehand the outline of his little pink ear first in pencil. I went in and I erased it, and then I just used pink acrylic paint to trace the outline. I did the outside of it of like a darker pink, and then I did more pink and white on the inside so that it looks like there's like some shading. You guys, I am the most basic painter of all. Please do not get it twisted. This is like really easy. I just followed the picture exactly, and if you guys follow this video or follow my picture, you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I just traced it out first, and then I went in and I added more white to make the lighter part of the inside and then the darker on the outside. We're going to let the ears dry, and then we're going to move on to sketching out the bunny's face. I literally am a terrible painter. I'm not a great drawer, but I tried to do it as best I could. I used the pencil to get the outline of where I wanted everything to be placed. The best part about using this wood board is there's like a center line where you can see where exactly the center is. So that's where I put his nose and his mouth. I tried to make sure his eyes were straight in the right shape, and then I just went in with the black acrylic paint and went over everything. It is really, really simple, you guys. I think it looks more complicated because it's like so many steps, but it's nice, it's big. You can stick this next to your fireplace, so it's worth the little bit of effort that it does take. So I think you could also use googly eyes for the eyes if you wanted it to, but it would give it more of like a character vibe and less of like that farmhouse feel. So it's totally up to you. The googly eyes would probably be easier, but it was really, really simple to do. And the best thing I think about farmhouse decor is like it doesn't have to look perfect. You know, when I see a lot of like glam or modern, it's a lot of like clean lines and like really like perfect looking things, where with farmhouse, it's like, it's okay if you mess up and it doesn't look great. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to mess it up. We're going to do our best, and we're going to keep it moving. So now we're moving on to the letters, and these are Dollar Tree wood letters that I found in the craft section. They've had these at a bunch of different stores. So these are pretty big in size. I was not able to put Happy Easter like I wanted to. It was way too big. So I had to improvise, and I just put Bunny Hop on there because, you know, that was Eastery. You may want to put a different saying on there, but these wood letters work perfectly. You can paint them with regular acrylic paint, chalk paint, whatever kind of paint that you have. They dry really quickly, and they end up looking really nice on the sign. So I just painted mine with some acrylic paint, and then I'm going to just use hot glue to put them right on the bunny's hat. I think this sign would look really cute outside near your front door. You could give it a coat of Mod Podge to make it hold up a little bit better, or you could put it next to your fireplace. I just love the way that it turned out. It did take a little bit more time than I normally like to put into a project, but I love the end result. So I hope that you guys try this one. This one is my favorite. Now let's move on to make this twine bunny that you see right here, which is super easy to do. I feel like this is one of my staple things to do each holiday because it's really, really easy. You're going to need one of these tinsel Easter bunnies, a lighter for your twine. This is going to make it look a little bit more farmhouse. And then you're going to need one package of twine. I would definitely say get one or two just to make sure that you have enough. And I got mine from $1 Zone, but they also have it at Dollar Tree in the hardware section. You want to start by cutting off all of that tinsel from the Easter bunny. It's on wire, so I just like to use scissors just to cut it right off, but if you want to save it, you can take the time to unravel it. So I did something similar to this for Valentine's Day. I did two different versions of this for Valentine's Day. I think we also did something like this for Christmas for the reindeer. It looks really cute. You can stick it on your door. It does take a little bit of time, but it's really, really easy to do, and it looks really nice. So take the time and do it. It's really, really simple. You just wrap the things around, but I'm going to share with you guys some tricks on how to make it look good. So once you cut off all of that tinsel, it becomes a little bit messy, so you want to get all of that out of the way. You'll be left with just the plastic mold that we're going to use, and you want to make sure that you cut off all of those little sticky outy bits. These are bits that help to keep on the tinsel, but they're going to be a pain if you're doing the twine. So cut all of those off, all of the ones on the inside and the outside, so that you're just left with flat surfaces. I like to start by taking my twine and just tying it so that it doesn't come undone, and then you let the wrapping begin. You're just going to wrap and wrap and wrap, and you want to make sure that it's as neat and as close together as possible. You don't want to do it like all willy-nilly. You want to make sure that you're wrapping it neatly around itself. So it does take a little bit of time. It's pretty annoying. I actually end up just cutting off a really long piece and then just doing it that way and then starting another one, because sticking the whole ball of twine, it just becomes annoying. So it's a tedious process, but try to keep it as neat as possible. The neater it looks, the better it will look in the end, and you're going to want to do that for each section. So I'm starting with the bottom, and I'm going to go all the way around. So after you're done the body of the bunny, you're going to want to move on to the neck and then the head, and then I did the ears last. I ended up running out of twine, so I had to get another roll. So make sure you get 1 or 2 rolls depending on how much twine you put on your bunny. So at first I was just going to keep it with his face open in the center, but after a while I just did not like the way that it looked, so I decided just to go and wrap it around the entire head of him so that there's no opening in the middle, and I think that that looks a lot better. So whatever looks better for you. Getting around his ears and his head was really complicated, so that's where it looked like the most messy to me, so that's why I decided just to take some twine and wrap it around and cover his face up. So I like the way that that turned out in the end, but it's trial and error, whatever works for you guys. You could even put like eyes on your bunny if you wanted to, or you could put flowers on the inside, whatever you think will work better for you and how you're going to use it, but I thought it just looked better covering up his entire face. The step is to give your bunny a haircut, and I'm just using a lighter to go over all those little fringy bits that you'll see. This step is really important because it keeps all of the twine together and it makes it look that farmhouse vibe. It makes it look so much neater and cleaner and put together. So I absolutely love the way that my bunny turned out. You can put this on your front door. I like to put these on the inside of my front door. It looks nice for me to be able to look at, and I just love it. You could put it inside of a wreath. You could put it anywhere. I love it. It's super cute. You guys can let me know what you think. Let's move on now to the third DIY. So this DIY is super easy. I'm just going to be using 1 package of these Burlap Bunny sacks. These were available last year, but they also brought them back this year, so check your store because they do have them. I'm going to be using 3 bags and then 3 of the milk bottles that you can can find in the vase section at the Dollar Tree. I've had mine forever and I've painted mine white, but they normally come in just clear glass. So I'm going to take my bottle, put it inside of the sack, and use the twine that comes with it just to tie a bow. And I think this looks absolutely adorable. If you weren't sure what to do with these little sacks, this is a really cute idea because you can put it on your nightstand. You can put it on like a little arrangement. I love the way that this looks. Last year, I was so confused on what to do with these little sacks, but I think this way works perfectly for that farmhouse rustic decor, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. So you guys can let me know which one was your favorite out of all 3 of these DIYs. Put it in the comments down below. If you made it to the end, leave the word running in the comment section. I love to know who the real ones are and who makes it to the end. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Definitely subscribe if you like this style of video, and I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye, you guys.